Hello, 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 and welcome everybody to the Sports Affiliation Betting Collaboration. Of course, I'm IDP Iggy here with you every Friday. We are the Sports Affiliation. We are here for you 8 p.m. Eastern, Monday through Friday. We will have a Saturday start-sit show starting September 9th, so we'll take a look at that as well. And that'll be fun to get all your first week lineup questions in. But as far as today goes, it's strictly betting. And what we're doing is we're taking a look at some baseball, some World Cup, as well as some NFL futures that we have brought to you. While you're at it, please go subscribe to the Sports Affiliation YouTube. Follow us on the Twitter at the Sports Affili. So just drop it off after the I. And you follow me at IDP_Iggy. Remember, we can get your comments going. I do have my phone going for Twitter. So looking at both of them, happy to get comments going. We'll post them up on here. We'll get it all going for everybody. If you have a betting question, let's ask it. If you want to hop on it, let's go. It's a lot of fun either way, okay? Usually got Joey with me. He's just busy today, so it's just I. And I hope you enjoy the show. Like I said, just subscribe for me. We're going to make this a weekly thing, especially when NFL comes around. Feel like the lines are pretty set on a Friday. We can take a look at the props, really look at what's going on in that game. Alrighty. And we also have the draft kit available. $10 has a cheat sheet with it. Top 55 of most players, top 32 defenses, top 40 quarterbacks, top 32 kickers. Every other position has 55. Tiered rankings, make sure you get them on the tiered system. We have a lot of articles coming out. We also will have Mano y Mano, which will be out there as well, coming out 40 days before the NFL kickoff. Steven, what's up, man? Glad you're joining with us on the other side. Take care, man, and let me know if you got any questions. Like I said, the betting show today, but we can also always sneak in some fantasy football. I'm sneaking in football, and it's still July. So we'll be talking about that the whole time. Thank you for tuning in, everybody. So let's get to it. We got a couple MLB bets coming at you. No run first inning. Cincinnati at Los Angeles Dodgers plus 157. What's up, Sieg? Thank you for hopping in. It is, like I said, it's boosted on DraftKings. So I'm looking at most of my bets tonight, at least. I do have multiple books, but I just got that boost. I took the gamble. Cincinnati Dodgers. They both have pretty good opening lineups in that 1-2-3 hole. Anybody can get on base. A couple of those guys can steal bases, as we've seen with De La Cruz. So, it is a little bit of a risk, but it maxes out at $5 if you take the boost. So I just took the no run first inning with that, and we'll see how it's going. Absolutely, Stephen. I appreciate you, man, joining us. So that one's pretty straightforward. What I like about it, first inning, we'll figure it out. Is it going to hit? Is it not going to hit? Just take the winnings from there. Get some fries. It is Friday. That is the bet we were looking forward to. The Jaguar, it was here and it's gone, just like a Jaguar, man. You see it. That might be a bad sign, first off, if you see a real Jaguar, but it's here, it's gone, and it's back out to where it enjoys being. So hard to obtain, but it was good to have it for our first MLB bet. See if we can get it back on track right here. A lot of drafts happening out there. Probably some fantasy baseball playoffs coming up soon, I imagine, with September kind of being the end month. I imagine a lot of them start in August. So kudos to that. That's a long season if you play that all the way through. There's a lot to look forward to for August baseball. I think it's a very exciting kind of when baseball almost starts for me is like August, mid-September, all those places. It's not a full season long thing for me. Yeah, I got to risk it for the biscuit, man. That's how it is. And yeah, like I said, our first no run didn't hit. Miami got 2 runs on Detroit, so halfway there, but halfway doesn't count in betting. So we lost that first one today. That's all good, though. We won 3 in a row. Still positive on the no-run first innings for the season. Pretty stoked about that. Joey, been looking at the UFC bets as well. He's been doing pretty well with that, honestly. So whenever he comes back, we'll have probably some of those. I don't know UFC as well to bet on it. I could throw a blind bet like we talked about. If that's something you want to take caution against, you don't want to do that all the time. But I would say, if you could limit it to as few times as possible, the better. But some people just want to get that scratch. lower that unit, or put like point 0.1 of that unit on it. That way you're not just losing on something you know nothing about. All right, just a little bit of advice for that. Speaking of, we have the Women's World Cup, which we are betting on and taking advantage of boosts out there. Several sports books have them, parlays or just taking the odds or, putting a cap on a bet, if you will. So with that in mind, we're sticking with what we looked at. We got Spain, USA versus Portugal. Not really a weekend bet. Like I said, a lot of these we try to cover for Friday night, the weekend. Those MLB bets, obviously, today with the Colorado. Oh, I forgot the Colorado Rockies up by 2 and you win. So A's and Colorado Rockies. Both of those teams could make this bet hit. It's kind of a good money line bet for either team. I took the Rockies just to take care of the A's. The A's are not doing too well, unfortunately for Oakland. It just may be just the awful, bitter, ugly ending altogether with the not winning. That's just part of it. But the Rockies up or down, but I think they can get one big hit, maybe go up by 2, and then our bet's covered, and that's at -125. So that's called an early win bet. You can take advantage of that on DraftKings. That will be on later tonight. So 2 MLB bets, get us back on track, see if we can get back there pretty quickly. One of them, no run first inning. Second one, Colorado Rockies, money line up 2 and you win regardless of the outcome. That's at -125. Hey, man, you got to love that, okay? Those are some pretty good odds. Back to the World Cup. Like I said, don't know much about international play. Watch the women's USA Cup, of course. Rooting on our country always there. But Spain, I don't know much about, but I do know that they are favored, with a -135, and they are playing 12 o'clock Pacific time, so 1, 2, 3 a.m. New York East Coast time. With that being said, I'm counting it because it is at a midnight game on the West Coast on the Pacific time zone. So we're going to parlay Spain with the USA heavy odds. This bet puts us honestly at +118 though, and that was our bet. If you remember from last week, if you don't, just go on YouTube. You can go underneath the live tab. You can check out all of our live shows that we are broadcasting throughout the week. I know for right now, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, we might get a Thursday live streaming party, maybe Saturday. We're trying to work on getting more on the YouTube. You can go back and actually watch these, but you can listen to them on the spaces as well. But last week we talked about a bet taking the USA to win all of it, and then there was a take 2. So we took USA and Spain, either one to win the cup. That one was at +100. USA was at, I forget, +300 or something. But either way, those are our top 2 teams. We're keeping that bet in line, keeping working towards that goal, trying to really make some money on one of these 2 bets. If the USA wins or if Spain wins, which they need to win these games to advance. I mean, I don't think that they have to per se, but they need to win these games for the points, score as many as you can, point differential, all those things going forward. And that should be a pretty good game, I think, for that. USA playing Portugal, like I said, heavy favorites. As long as we don't get a draw, we did take the actual win. Spain and USA, and like I said, that's coming in at +118 for the favorites, keeping it going. JC saying, let's go. No risk it, no biscuit. Like I said from Steven, yeah, that's what betting's about. You gotta have discipline, set your unit, set whatever you're going to be willing to bet, have goals. All those things are very important in betting. Otherwise, you just get lost. It's like looking at something and, just being either enamored or scared, depending on how you look at it. So, be disciplined with your betting. That's the whole point with that. Like I said, appreciate you guys checking in. Make sure you check in the Sports Affiliation. I'm checking out what we got going on right here, the comments. Like I said, you can watch it on Twitter. Appreciate all the retweets and being on there as well. Checking it out on the Sports Affiliation right now. Like I said, that's us right there. I don't know if you can see it too well. It looks like maybe you can see a little better right there. The Sports Affiliation on Twitter, X, whatever we're going to call it, we're there. That's the important thing. So got it going on right there. Make sure you go check it out. We got a lot of great graphics. Oh, excuse me. That was the live feed right there. You can actually see it. Just trying to see the comments, honestly. Live is what it says, the TSA. Putting it on there. Make sure you go get your comments. We'll get you on here either way. Like I said, Steven, no risk it, no biscuit. Um, Pulling up one of the other ones. Here's our Friday line. Keeping it with food. We bet soups. So right now, putting the unit on what we can. We got all the flavors. Uh, Starting with your basic chicken bet. We got the money line bet right there, of course. We got the no run first inning. That's a chili. That's a chili bet for sure. You know what I mean? So 2 units on that, and then we got the parlay. Not a little rare, so you got to take advantage of that. We'll put the shrimp one. Not everybody's favorite. Maybe you like it. So we got 3 units spent right now. Looks like we got about 3 more left to go right here. Okay, so let's think wisely about what we might be betting. Looking at some futures, and then we might look at something. Just to get it going, kind of close out the show. Like I said, without Joey D here, um, we'll figure that out in a minute. But he's got his bets. Melissa, put it on there. JC is saying, get it. I don't see it. Melissa, thank you for commenting. Thank you for watching. I found some sack bets. You guys know, IDP guy, like I said, mano y mano. Little article slash graphic art coming out at 40 days before kickoff. So here in a couple days, that's how close we are to the NFL kickoff, about 40 plus. So once we get to 40 days, 40th linebacker, 40th running back, all the way down to number 1 for me, my rankings, because running backs need love right now. That's a conversation at hand. They deserve a lot of love. A good running back and pass block, catch, run through the tackles, burst outside. It's just so rare, it's just so rare to have a running back that's a do-it-all. That's why you have running back by committees. Like I said, my earliest football memories are Walter Payton. So in my mind, they're the best football players and the best athletes. Well, the cornerback might be the best athlete on the field, but the cornerback can't do what a running back does. And I bet a running back to some extent could do what a cornerback does. Not maybe as quick with the hips or, coverage and press. But I bet that you can find a running back that can play zone, do their job, poke the ball out. You just see it all the time. You see wide receivers convert. Sam Shields, he pops in my mind. There's several, though, that convert from wide receiver to cornerback. So it takes skill. But running backs are always my favorite. And at the end of the day, football is about contact. Football is about hitting. Football is about controlling the ball. Football is about moving the chains in cold weather and your offensive line coming against their defensive line and linebackers and saying, we're better than you, and we're going to just, show you that we're better than you, but continually running it down your throat, and just tackle to tackle, old school football, maybe a burst outside, little play action here and there. But the good teams, that's what they do. What did Tom Brady do a lot of times early in his career specifically? They ran the ball with Corey Dillon. They ran the ball with a running back. Used up a lot of the clock. Let Tom make a couple clutch throws. Get in field goal range. Bada bing. So very important. I'll always love the running back. It is always going to be one of my favorite positions. And then as an IDP guy, I love my linebackers. I think that's what it comes down to. That's what I played. Something screaming in the A or B gap, whether it's a fullback, a guard pulling, a running back. That's your job as a linebacker to get in there and either plug that hole or get the tackle. All right. So that's just how it is. All right. So mano y mano coming up, but another aspect of it, of the defense, is the sacks. Okay. Sacks are cool. I took a long look at them. A lot of good names you can check out. A lot of great, marquee players out there you can take advantage of. Rookies you can take advantage of. And they're usually at like 0.25 or 0.75, so that they can't be a tie or a push, as we say in the betting industry, where you put that money down, you waited all the way till the end of the season, and then you tied. So you just get your money back. No, we want to win. Okay, we want to make this long-term bet. We want it to make it win. And it's a long-term bet. So you're going to basically put this money in and not get a chance to see it till probably December. unless one of these guys just go off, get a bunch of sacks, which is very possible. Okay, and I'm going to explain to you why these are very possible. And what that's going on. Yeah, please hit the like button for us. Please subscribe if you're not. We're going to get you on there. That's how you can get the comments going here soon. Trying to keep it all ears, all comments, for this show about betting. Eventually, we'll start limiting that back, possibly. But get in there, get the comments while you can. Like I said, I'm glancing at Twitter here and there, seeing what we're getting in as well. We'll get it on the air. But sacks, they credit it as either half or full sacks. And they come in bunches. Like people ask me, why do you get so many points in FF7s for a sack? They get the tackle for loss, the hit on the quarterback, the sack, plus the sack yards at one point. I was like, because if somebody averaged 2 a game, they would have 34, thus demolishing the sack record by over 10. Okay, so that's why a sack is so important. A sack's a fun statistic. It's a fun play in the game of football. It's a rare play. It's a drive killer. Most of the time, if you get a sack, it's like you lost about as much as you would in a penalty. Then you lose the down. So it's a killer to the drive, okay? And it's a momentum shifter. And a good sack, you get the fumble recovery, take it to the house. I mean, it's just, if you're a fan of a team, you're going to love the sack, right? I just think that it's one of the most exciting plays in football. So who's one of the best defensive coordinators? It's a little secret unless you're watching this show. That's the Miami Dolphins with Vic Fangio, man. Everywhere he's been, there's been a top 10 defense. And so there's just the proof's in the pudding. I don't know what else to say. Even with Jalen Ramsey going down, big news, probably going to be out till December. They're going to repair that meniscus, try to get some extra years out of Ramsey, fix it up correctly. So he's not going to be back till December, they're saying. I don't imagine he'll be back anytime for fantasy relevance unless you just need him on a, if you've got like a league where you got 4 IDPs or 4 IR spots, you maybe hang on to him. But otherwise, I'd probably drop him. But even with Ramsey going, there are 2 great edge pressure guys right over there in the Dolphins. And they are Jalen Phillips and Bradley Chubb. Here's a little secret. Bradley Chubb was coached by Vic Fangio in Denver. Okay? So some of the best talent he's been able to get out of Chubb, he's going to get that in Miami. Miami's offense is much better than any offense that Bradley Chubb was with in Denver. So that's going to allow for easier pass rush. And Phillips on the other side, a young man, he had quite a few sacks last year. I think he had 7. No, I think he had 8 sacks last year. And coming out with Vic Fangio, having Chubb on the other side, applying pressure, I think they both have an excellent chance to go over on their props. And their props are 8.75 for Jalen Phillips. I mean, he needs 9. I think he can do that this year. I think they can get double digits this year each with Vic Fangio. They still got a great secondary over there with Holland. Jerome Baker's still in the middle. Christian Wilkins. Good edge pressure. Why am I blanking out? David Long is over there as well. So it's not do it all for Chubb and Phillips. So that's what I really enjoy about it. I think that's just what's going to be. They're going to have free reign. Like they're going to be able to do what they do best, which is pressure the quarterback. They're not going to have to set an edge, and worry about the running backs. They're going to be released. Release the hounds. They're just going to be released on those quarterbacks, and it's going to be relentless. There's going to be blood on the water, and I think they both get 10 sacks. I really, really do. I think the Miami Dolphins have a top 4, top 3 defense, even with Ramsey being hurt. I think they still have a great defense just because of the coordinator, their offense, and all the playmakers they still have on that defense. Yeah, losing Ramsey, that's a pretty big blow. That could have took maybe a sack apiece off these guys, but it could free up a sack. Jalen Ramsey goes on cornerback blitzes. Sometimes he gets lined up in the slot and just reads a play, reads a bootleg, comes out and attacks the quarterback. So in some ways it could benefit them as well. It's not all negative in my mind about it, Siegel, thank you with the Chubbs Fantasy Football 7s. I appreciate that. Like I said, remember to go subscribe, follow us on the Twitter. Like I was looking at the comments. Okay, so that's two more soups right there. We're going to put the soy sauce on one, and we're going to put the beef on the other. Okay, soy sauce and beef, not a bad combo if you need to add those two together, and that's what we're doing right now. We're putting the beef and the soy sauce together. Going to come out with some good flavors down there in Miami, AFC East. I mean, let's just before we keep going, like they got Old Man Rogers, which I think is one of the most disrespected running quarterbacks in the NFL ever. Go look at his rushing stats. I said this all the time. I think it's like 34 rushing touchdowns, almost 4,000 rushing yards. Like running backs would love to have those career stats. There's several running backs that have been drafted in the NFL that would love to have those career stats. I would love to have that many rushing touchdowns. So I think he's great, but he's just not near as mobile as he used to be. As great as that Jets line is, the Dolphins' defensive line is secretly very, very scary. There's depth. They're not going to be able to block everybody. Rodgers might get rid of it. Let's look at the other team. Excuse me, Mac Jones. I mean, Rodgers may be more mobile than Mac Jones. I mean, honestly, I'm not trying to be funny. Like, he could be more mobile than Mac Jones to this day. So that could be some easy sacks. New coordinator. Bill O'Brien's good. I think that's an upgrade. Is their offensive line, like, great? No. Is the Dolphins' defensive line good? Yes. And then Josh Allen. Is he a good quarterback? Hard to bring down? Absolutely. You bet your bottom dollar. But he likes to hold the ball. He likes making those big plays to Gabe, to Stephon. He likes splashing it across the middle to Knox, probably Kincaid. So there's opportunity there to also bring him down, get a fumble as well. So I just think within the division alone, I think they could walk away with 6 sacks apiece. I don't think that's very difficult. Then they just need that extra 3 and extra 4 to get the job done. And like I said, I think they got double-digit sacks this year. For what it's worth, Bradley Chubb's at -110, and Jalen Phillips is at -125. You could probably look around, shop around, might get it like 5 or so better. Make sure you do that. I just wanted to put it on the show. All right. And then another person I'd like to discuss is Alex Highsmith of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Yes, I said it. This man was a beast last year. That's the beauty of playing IDP. You get to really know a player. If you draft them, if you hold on to them, if you start them on a weekly basis, you're going to remember the weeks that they did really well. You're going to remember the weeks they're like, man, they didn't really do that well for me this week. I needed them to come through, right? They're more etched in your mind, right? That's the advantage of being a bettor that plays fantasy football and plays a lot of fantasy football. You're going to kind of, I kind of know the stats of just certain players, right? And he was over 10 sacks last year, okay? And had a pretty decent tackle volume as well. All right, I drafted him again this year, and his sack line, as it currently sits, is 9.75. So he's got to get double-digit 10s, And I think T.J. Watt being back may put some people out there. Holcomb's there, but Cameron Hayward's still there. He's good at sacks, but I think that all helps Highsmith. I think all those other pieces validate Highsmith. He got paid, man. He got paid like a superstar. He got paid like the superstar he is. Like I said, premium on quarterback, premium on edge rush. That's just the connection there. That's how it goes. And the Steelers quietly have, a not young defensive line, a very veteran defensive line that is very good, actually. And they got veterans at the linebacker level, all pros at the DB level. They do have some rookies at the DB level. It'll be interesting to see how that pans out. But I think that just helps with the pass rush as well. They realize they got to show them more. I think, we had Sam Highsmith, Mr. Highsmith's father, on the show and talked about it. You could just tell the work ethic. You could tell about everything. Like it's not, the money's definitely important, but that's not going to let. He's not taking his foot off the gas. I think he's still bringing it full throttle. I think he's got that Steeler mentality. I'm going to reward this franchise. I want this accolades for myself. I know T.J. Watt's a Defensive Player of the Year, but I can be in that conversation as well. I don't think I'm speaking too loudly when I say that or talking too boldly. Alex Highsmith could be in conversation for Defensive Player of the Year. He's going to see a lot of one-on-one coverage. He's going to exploit that. He's already shown that he can take care of even chips, double teams, they're going to put him in a position to excel. All right, he's going to be able to take advantage of mismatches all throughout the year, even with Cincinnati's line improving, even with Cleveland having an excellent line, even with Lamar Jackson being one of the most elusive quarterbacks in the NFL. I still trust him. Outside the division, he could get 10 sacks, and division games, if he can get 3 or 4, we got this easily. I think that's all it's going to take for him to get these 10 sacks and achieve it with ease. Like I said, they come in bunches, okay? So if you're a sack person, you might get 2, you might get 3, you might get 5 in one game. Boom, we'll take it. Now we're that much closer to the goal, and I believe in it. And the best thing about this bet is it's at plus 110. So you get positive odds on a long-term bet. You're going to get double your money back, and it is definitely worth 1 unit for putting the pork on it. Got to have the seasoning, Highsmith, all the way with it, 9.75. I think that's an easy plus money sack prop. Siegel, I drafted him as well, unless you're talking about Chubb, Bradley Chubb. It's interesting, the Chubb brothers, Nick Chubb, arguably the best running back in the league. Bradley Chubb, if he gets back to double-digit sack form, I mean, those are dominant brother duo, another dominant brother duo in the NFL. And you love to see it. I love to see it. I think the Dolphins are going to be exciting football to watch. They had with Xavier Howard and I'm blanking out on the cornerback a few years ago. They had a couple of, pick sixes all the way. That scores so many points in fantasy football sevens. It's unreal. If you can nail that, like you're pretty much beating your opponent. And they had a couple of those. So they've been a good defense right on the verge. I think they've drafted well. They've put some pieces around it that's well. And they're going to be an exciting defense to watch. I think double-digit sacks is easy. Highsmith, like I said, 10. If all these guys get 10, we hit all 3 of those bets. Like I said, we got the variety right here. This is the store. We got one of every flavor here. So that's just how we roll over here with the Sports Affiliation betting collaboration. Betting is fun. Make sure you got your bankroll set aside. It's a long season. Haven't even got to the season yet to bet. You will be able to bet on preseason, but make sure you don't blow through your whole bankroll before we get to week 1, 2, 3. You don't want to do that. That's not going to be fun for anybody. Like you're just going to be digging yourself in a hole. Now you don't have a surplus to kind of bet with. You're not working towards that goal of doubling your bankroll so you can withdraw your initial bankroll and play for free on what you invested. Like those need to be the things we work towards, okay? So just futures, let's tame it. Maybe you take one of those 3 bets. One of those 3 bets that you like the best, you place that bet, okay? Maybe you don't place all 3 units on it for the future. Save some of these other units for some bets that we can get a quicker return on, okay? It's all about that ROI. Sometimes we want to get that quicker ROI. Maybe we can put it in a best ball. I think something I may try to do in the upcoming weeks. Just do a best ball. Try to get, like, if we could get 12 people to hop on a live $3 best ball, and we just have fun in that best ball. And the cool thing about it is, somebody we know will be advancing to the next round and a pretty big prize championship. So I think that's kind of cool. That's something we're going to work on. Interactive over here. That's part of our theme. Fun, interactive, and sports. We keep it all sports over here. There's a little bit of Gandalf over there. But he goes everywhere. He's the all-seeing wizard. You know what I mean? It is. That's just how it is. With betting, make sure, like you said, you're betting responsibly. Being lucky, setting that unit, having a goal. You're not going to win them all. You're not going to win them all. Professional bettors hit at like a 56% rate, 57% rate. So 6 out of 10, you're doing what professionals do. If you can get 6 out of 10, that's the goal. You want to get 7, 8, 9, 10 out of 10. That's always the goal. But realistically, you got to do it. That's why you got to have a disciplined unit, set what you're going to do, and go through with it. All you have to really do, though, is just stay right here and listen to this, all right? Like I said, we got it all set. I'm working on my draft kit right now. Working on the top 40 right here for the mano y mano. Yeah, that's right, old school, pen and paper. You see it. And like I said, this is for sale, though, right here. You can get it, $10, print it out yourself, all digital. Updating it, probably going to update it the 1st of August. Once again, maybe the 1st of September for the late drafts. But it comes with questions. You just can DM the sports affiliation, get us the money. We'll send over the draft kit to you. Also comes with Sieg Scope. You see them over there talking about sniping down there and taking each other's picks. Of course, that Siegel Scope that comes in free on the side as well with that. So do it. You want to take advantage of your drafts. I know August is the big fantasy football draft month. A lot of favorites. You hear a lot of futures when you're out there. But there's a lot of stuff to bet on. Figure out what you like betting on. WNBA, MLB, soccer, darts, whatever. There's so much to bet on. Find what you're good at and stick with it. That's one thing I definitely recommend, okay? Once again, I do appreciate you being here. I know your free time is valuable. Like I said, Joey D not here, so that's about the half the bets I have. Let's hope once again that we get the Dodgers, no run first inning, and then as well the Colorado Rockies to just be up 2. Win it. If they win, cool. If they just win by 1, we win as well. But if they go up 2, we win regardless of the outcome. You like those bets, so make sure you go take advantage of that as well. You see, just saying sniping, they're sniping out there. I love it. I do appreciate you guys being here. The next show will be Monday. We got the game show. We're going to try to look at some Hall of Fame stuff, okay? Big Hall of Fame week. We got the Hall of Fame game coming up so soon. Football is back. Probably have to take a look at that game in retrospect. I definitely will be betting on it, so just stay tuned for that as well. That's just something we want to take a look at and, bet responsibly. But, football is going to be back. Hopefully we get the shows on for you, get to watch that, talk about that game. People say it's not meaningful. Baloney. It's a meaningful game for a lot of those kids that may never make it to the NFL. This may be the only time they get to wear an NFL jersey. And that matters. That's important. So don't forget about those people as well. And some of these people are going to play so well, they're going to earn a multi-year contract. All right. So that's going to be fun to check out as well. Once again, I just want to say thank you for joining us. And, thank you for joining us. And I appreciate you hopping on. And we'll see you on Monday. Like I said, Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. We got a show every day looking at something, usually football related. I think we're going to have off the backboard Monday as well after the game show. So that'll be a lot of fun. Okay. So stoked for football. Me too, JC. I'm so stoked as well. Well, until next week, bet smart, be lucky. Make sure you subscribe and follow. We'll see you.